Hey YouTube, hope everyone's doing well out there. It's been a while since I made a video, so I thought that uh, I'd just post something today. Well, it's evening, it's a little after 7 o'clock. Uh, it's been a while, and so I been off work the last couple of days just to relax and pray and clear my mind. So, cheers. A little iced tea, lemon iced tea, one of my favorite drinks. It's soothing and calming to me. Uh, and so I've just picked up some vinyl here recently over the last few days as I've been on my little mini vacation from work. I just thought I'd splurge a little bit and spend a little of the fruits of my labor, treat myself. So now I'm broke again, but that's okay. I've got good music to listen to. So good music makes everything better, in my opinion. So I hope that everyone's doing well in this crazy mixed up world. As a Christian, I believe in prayer. If you are not, I still love you. It's okay. It's a judgment free zone. But I do believe in the power of prayer. If you don't, whatever your higher power is, I think it's just important that we try to stay focused, stay encouraged in these very discouraging times, all these mass shootings and just everything going on in the world. Bit of justice yesterday, I think, was Trump getting indicted. Uh, some may disagree, but I think it was a long time coming. Should have been under the jail years ago, but who am I? Just me. So, again, thanks so much and welcome to everyone. Thanks so much for your love and your support on YouTube over the years. I know it's been a while since I posted anything, but just life is busy right now. I'm working two jobs, 7 days a week. And so time just flies. But I still get my vinyl in. So let's take a look at what I got. The Jimi Hendrix Experience BBC sessions. Great record. There is a 3 LP set highlighting these sessions. These sessions were recorded in 1967. I think over the span of like the entire year, a few here and there, and they were, I think, aired around the time when they were made. But this is a Target exclusive on this orange vinyl with the custom label. Can you see it? Yeah, looks nice. It's got this cool insert. Nice picture of Jimmy relaxing, probably backstage. Yeah, really nice record. I've heard some of these online before, and I thought it would be nice to have on vinyl. Eventually, I'd like to be able to upgrade to the 3 record collection for this, but it's a really great collection. This begins with Hey Joe, then Foxy Lady, to name a few. Little Miss Lovers on here, Purple Haze, one of my favorite Jimi Hendrix songs. Uh, he's got a version of Was Made to Love Her, the Stevie Wonder song. Uh, great, great record. I'm a fan of live recordings. I haven't been always a fan, maybe the last 10, 12 years. And I kind of fell into it. I was at Walmart one day and I came across a double CD. I think it was like $9, $10. It was really cheap for a 2 disc set. I wasn't expecting much, but it had the Ohio Players. I want to say Lakeside, the Daz Band, to name a few. And it was maybe 3 or 4 songs from each of those bands, among some others, and it just sounded so good. And then later that day, I was at a store. I think it's called Shoppers World. I don't know if they have those where you are, but it's just cheap stuff, cheap clothing, just cheap everything. But at that time, they had CDs, and and I picked up a Shaka Khan CD, live of hers. It sounded great. I said, man, I'm missing something. So when I was younger, growing up, my older sisters had very few live records. I think we listened to Gratitude growing up, Earth, Wind, and Fire, that great double album, Maze and Frankie Beverly live in New Orleans, Average White Band, Person to Person live, the version of Schoolboy Crush. We went skating a lot. That was real popular in the skating rinks back then. And we had, when my sisters went off to college, they came home with an Elvis Live album, which I enjoyed back then, still do. But I didn't grow up listening to a lot of live recordings, but here in just the last maybe 10, 12 years, I've really come to appreciate it. And there are times when maybe for an entire week, almost everything that I listen to is just live recordings. Next, oh, this classic 1984 Prince and the Revolution Purple Rain soundtrack. Yeah, this isn't an expanded version or anything like that. It's just the original songs. Uh, and it's on, of course, purple vinyl. Anything else would be criminal. There's a poster, I think, in here. I won't unfurl it all, but a nice picture of the band, Revolution, looking very 80s. I think so. And I'm sorry, I normally put what I pay for this. The BBC album, the Jimi Hendrix, I think I paid maybe $23 for it. It wasn't very expensive. And this Prince one, I think, was just $19. Wasn't very expensive at all. Just fun trip down memory lane, which I like to go down on occasion. When I was a kid, when this came out in '84, I would have been about 13 years old. My friends and I from the neighborhood, yeah, we had a Prince tribute band. My friend Brian from the neighborhood, he looked a lot like Prince. And at age 14, he was about the same size as Prince, height wise. And we played the entire Purple Rain album from start to finish. Brian took the album and he recorded it on a cassette tape. And so they all lip synced and pretended to play instruments. Yeah, I played the drums for it. I was the drummer in the band. They made me the drummer because I couldn't dance, and they had dance moves uh, uh, incorporated into the shows. We did play some shows in the neighborhood. We performed for not just our parents, but for some people in the neighborhood. We actually got to go to a skating rink somewhere. I'm from Chicago, somewhere in the suburbs one night, and they were having a talent show that was going to be on. I don't know. I think it was like public access TV, but I think we finished second or third in that competition. I was so proud. I got to stay up. It was like a late skating session at like 9 at night. I think the talent show was almost midnight, so I got to go to a gig and stay up late. At 13, I was on cloud nine. So I'm a huge Prince fan. This is one of my favorite albums, and that's one of the reasons why. Just the nostalgia from my youth. The next record, and I'm not a huge fan of greatest hits compilations. I think people who limit themselves, you kind of limit your music, uh, your ability to enjoy good music. Because I think a lot of the best songs oftentimes were the album cuts, the B sides of singles that didn't necessarily get a lot of airplay. Uh, Queen, Greatest Hits, Volume 2. There's a two disc set of the first one. This one came out in '91, I think. The original Queen's Greatest Hits came out in probably 80, 81. That's also, I think I have that one. It's like on a red vinyl or something. It's a double disc. This is a two disc set as well. But this was only like 18, $19. The other one that I got, that's another Target exclusive. I think I paid like almost $40 for that one because it's got, some of their more popular stuff on it. This one is on a nice uh, blue vinyl. This has a lot of their 80s stuff on it: Innuendo, Radio Gaga, Kind of Magic, Under Pressure, I Want It All, It's a Hard Life, Headlong, Who Wants to Live Forever, The Miracle, Hammer to Fall, The Invisible Man, just some of their uh, good 80s stuff. Great album. Great album. I don't like greatest hits compilations, but I got one more. Nina Simone. Yeah, feeling good. Her greatest hits. If you are not a fan of Nina Simone, I encourage you to listen to some of her stuff. This one on this red vinyl, I think I paid. This one doesn't have a price tag on it. It was probably $21, something like that. Maybe 22. It wasn't that expensive. But this one has Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, Feeling Good, Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair, uh, Mississippi, You Know What, I Love You, Porgy. I love the way she sings, and uh, I Love You, Porgy. If you have the opportunity, there's some great interviews with her on YouTube, especially later in life. Uh, yeah, I think most people who are very talented, and she was a very talented person, also can be very tormented. And she certainly had her demons. She endured some things in life. She talked about, she was married to this policeman from New York. I want to say, I don't remember his name, but in some interviews that I've seen of her, he treated her like a workhorse. It seemed as though he didn't love her. He just and I don't know, maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but she talked about how all he wanted her to do was work, and she would get exhausted, and he would force her to work and to do gigs. So yeah, she was a troubled person. She moved out of the U.S. in the early '70s. I think she lived in France and some other places. She talked about living in parts of Africa for a while. I want to say, uh, tormented lady, but very talented. I think deep down she was a good person. Um, and may she rest in peace, Nina Simone. If you're not familiar with her stuff, one of my favorite albums from her is Little Girl Blue. It came out in 58, 59 on the Bethlehem label. Pastel Blue is another good album from her days on Philips in the mid 60s. If you haven't, I encourage you to listen to some Nina Simone. Here's another one. I don't buy a lot of compilations. It's called Voices of Hip Hop. I don't buy a lot of compilations, but I do if I see one that I like. Sometimes I like to hear songs. I don't want to just listen to one artist, but of course on vinyl, if you're putting on an album, it's one artist's work. So if you have some good compilation albums, you can kind of mix it up, and I can listen to vinyl and not just stream music somewhere on my phone or on my computer or something. But this one, a Walmart exclusive, and so that's the last of the Target stuff. The rest of the stuff is from Walmart. These are Walmart exclusives. Uh, this is on a purple splatter vinyl. This one was only, I think, like $19, so I got it because of the price. This has Poison by BBE, Mama Said Knock You Out, LL Cool J, Push It, Salt and Pepper, The Choice Is Yours, Black Sheep, Don't Sweat the Technique, Eric B. and Rakim, Motown Philly, Boys to Men, People Every Day, Arrested Development, Fight the Power, Public Enemy, UNITY, Queen Latifah, and No Diggity by Blackstreet. I'm not a huge fan of No Diggity, the song, but it's the last one, so I can always turn it off, take it off. Just the song "Push It," Salt and Pepper. My dad passed away in 2015. I'm big on nostalgia, and so one day, oh, in the this may have been like 2006, uh, seven. My daughter would have been about maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. But I was taking my dad somewhere. We were riding in the car, and I had a CD that I had burned playing in the car, and Push It came in. came on rather, and my dad got so angry because he heard "Push It." Use your imagination. He thought they were saying something else about a female, and he said, "Boy, if you want to listen to that music, you're a grown man. You can listen to it, but not with my grandbaby in the car." And he's trying to turn it off, but he doesn't know how to use the CD player in the car. And I was trying to explain to him, Dad, that's not what they're saying. It's saying push it. I don't know that he was convinced. I ended up just forwarding to the next track, but I was trying to say, Dad, I understand that I wouldn't listen to that. I don't listen to that kind of music anyway, but especially not in front of your grandbaby. But I'm not sure that he was convinced of that. So we just agreed to move on for my health. He was very serious about his grandkids. Man, rest in peace, Dad, William H. Cobb. Uh, this next album, Rumors, Fleetwood Mac. Oh, classic 1977 album. Oh, this one has a nice insert as well. Band. Nice album. I've got probably 3 or 4 copies of this. I've got a Canadian pressing. I've got some 70s pressings. I think I've got an 80s reissue of this. Look at this classic retro Warner Brothers label. That picture of Sunset Boulevard. They're late 70s, early 80s, just plain white label with a Warner Brother label is just so boring to me. Uh, Look at this nice, pretty clear vinyl. Oh, great, great album. One of my favorite Fleetwood Macs. Uh, this one, is the price tag on here? Yeah, $23. I thought it was worth it for the clear vinyl. Great album. Next one of my favorite records. Yeah, The Outlaw, Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. This album was released in 68, 69, I want to say. With $23. Uh, Look at that. Retro One Eye, late 60s Columbia Records label design on this gray vinyl. I think so fitting for Johnny. This is one of my favorite albums. My favorite of the jail prison albums is B.B. King Live at Cook County Jail. This is my second favorite, though. His version of Green Green Grass from Home on here, I like it better than the Tom Jones version. Oh, great album. I have a beat up copy of this, but and I had the opportunity to upgrade on a vinyl, a colored copy. Couldn't resist. For $23. It's worth it. Yeah, great record. This next one. Oh my. Yeah, classic John Coltrane, A Love Supreme. Classic 1965 album. This is a gatefold, which I'm not going to unfold. These are shrink on. Look at that Impulse label, that classic Impulse label on this blue vinyl. Yeah. Great album. If you are not a fan of John Coltrane, this isn't the album, I don't think, to get introduced to John with. But if you're a jazz fan, yeah, this one was $27. Well worth it for this classic album. Whew, I'm glad to get this one. And last but not least, Oh, this is the best value of the day, I'd say. Some of you may disagree. Led Zeppelin 2, their classic 1969 second album, Gatefold, 180 gram. Well, before I show you the record, so this was probably a return that the record was deemed okay. Someone opened it, and if you look right here, you can see that it looks like somebody maybe used a key for whatever reason to try to take the shrink off. Uh, yeah, I know they should be shot, but that's okay. And if you look like here, you can see, get it out of the light. You can see some of the fibers are sticking up. The record, the cover itself, you see the top there, has some imperfections in it. Uh, the the insert is broken. I broke it a little bit coming out, but it was already messed up. So I'm just gonna have to put another inner sleeve. Look at this classic. Try not to touch it. Atlantic label. How much for this imperfection? I'll put that in later. $9. And the vinyl looks new. It doesn't look like it's been played. I asked them how much it was. They had to look it up and go online and do some stuff. And it took them a couple of minutes. But when they came back with the $9 price, I said, yeah, I'll take it to go. And I paid for these records and ran, not walked, uh, out to the parking lot. It's got this official little card on it. I ran, not walked out to the parking lot, put the stuff in the car, hightailed it on out of there. To those three older ladies that were walking slowly in the parking lot at Walmart that I almost ran over, sorry about that, but some Led Zeppelin involved. I'm sure you'll understand. I had to get out of there before they came out and tackled me and realized that they virtually gave this record away for $9. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Was it a good deal with this cover? You know, not perfect, but in my opinion, you don't play a cover, you play the record. As long as the record is good, I'm good. I'm not one of those purists where I just have to have a mint copy of everything. I'm just a poor man making it. And so I buy the records that I can afford. I'd rather have a record that sounds good, or at least decent, that I can play than not have it. And I'm on the budget. So sometimes I go to the budget bin, pick me out some records, and I enjoy them. So thank you so much for listening to everybody. I hope that everybody's doing well. Cheers. Uh, I believe that truly only love can conquer hatred and evil. So let's just try and love somebody. We might not agree politically, religiously with everybody else's view. Whether you are a Christian, a Buddhist, a Muslim, an atheist, agnostic, I think we can all agree that just a little love goes a long way, irregardless. We look past each other's faults and just see the humanity in each and every one of us. And we're all struggling, just trying to make it day by day. I know I am, and it gets tough sometimes. But there is a brighter day ahead. I firmly believe that. And I firmly believe that we can make a difference. Sometimes just a smile to someone can brighten someone else's day. I really believe that. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Thank you for the years and love here on YouTube. Uh, Pray that God blesses you if you are a believer. If you're not, whoever your higher power is, I hope that they bless you. And if you are just in this on your own, I hope you bless yourself. So thanks, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Peace.